Yeah, the Mali game was a bit disappointing for us. We started off so well, having lost the toss and being put in. Started off well. We were 79 for 1 after 10. So that was a perfect platform for likes of myself, David Miller, Pretorius and Andile to come in and really do some damage at the back. But credit must go to the way the Indian bowlers bowled in that final 10 overs. And we know we didn't execute our plans like we wanted to. I obviously went out early. Dave got in and just got out at the wrong time, and we didn't do enough to capitalise in those last 5 overs. It was a tough wicket. It was a slow wicket, and we could see also the way the Indian team batted that the wicket wasn't a free-flowing one. So I think in hindsight, 165 would have been a good score for us to get, but we were 10-15 runs short. Hence they chased it with six balls down. Virat played very well, but we didn't have the score ever to put a lot of pressure on him. Yeah, I think under new coach Enoch Nkwe, the emphasis has been we've got a young squad now, but we're coming here to win and we're coming here to compete in the traditional South African way. We train hard, we play hard, and even though we've got young players in the squad, we're not gonna stand back for anyone, and that's the emphasis. If the results go your way or not, that sometimes on the day you're not sure what's going to happen. But we came here, we knew it's going to be tough. India's obviously one of the strongest teams in the world, and we're embracing that challenge. Unfortunately the first game rained out, and we got one more chance to level the series here. And in terms of the test cricket, the last test tour didn't go well here, but the guys that were here learnt a lot of lessons, and we're definitely better prepared going into it this time. Yeah, the Mzansi Super League has been massive for us. I think the standard of cricket in that league was second to none. Some of the international guys that we played with, we asked, how does this compare with your local competition, or how does this compare with playing in the IPL? And the guys were saying, listen, the standard was right up there with all those big tournaments. So for us as local players back there, that was a big thing, and I think it brought the best out of a lot of the players, but especially some of the young players who finally had a bigger platform to show what they can do. A guy like Norkia, who bowls at 150 k's an hour, one of the fastest in the world probably if you look at it, and a guy like Bjorn Fortuin and George Linde, who's done really well there, and even myself, having a good tournament there got me picked into the one-day side for South Africa. So I think the credit must go to CSA for putting up a great tournament, and I think it's really just going to go from strength to strength.
So Ras, a lot on your team. What's your team?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're inexperienced in terms of international cricket, but we all know that they're quite experienced in terms of T20 cricket, and especially in their own conditions, the guys know how to bowl. Much like when you come to South Africa, our guys would also know how to bowl in our conditions. I think the wicket the other day didn't suit our seamers, the likes of Rabada and Norkia, who can bowl at 150. That was a slow wicket, so they got nullified there, and that's probably why India played 3 spinners and bowled a lot of cutters in the middle. So we know they're all good bowlers. It's just because they haven't played a lot of international T20 cricket, it doesn't mean that they're not good. But in saying that, it is something that we can target. It is an area where we're looking at them, and we know, listen, we can put pressure on them, and hopefully come tomorrow we can do that. Yeah, it's been an unbelievable 12 to 14 months for me. I was glad to just get the opportunity, and I think a lot of credit must go to previous coach Otis Gibson and Linda Zondi, who was convener of selectors, for giving me a chance in one-day cricket in a World Cup here 4 months before a World Cup. I think it was a massive call to make, and I've always said that if I can play one game for my country, it's a dream come true, and I'll continue to see it like that. Every time you pull the jersey over your head and you see that Protea badge on your chest, it's a proud moment, I suppose, just like it is for any player who plays for the country. So the challenge for me going forward would be to maintain the form that I've had and keep improving as a player and keep I suppose trying to win games for the team, and that's something that I pride myself in. Yeah, definitely that's a big challenge. I mean, those guys are world-class players. They're probably three of the best T20 batters in the world and the world's ever seen. I think Virat and Rohit is the two leading run scorers at the moment in international T20. So it's a great challenge for some of our young bowlers coming here, Nortje, Fortuin, those types of guys to bowl to these guys. But like I said, we know what the challenges are. There's a lot of challenges coming to India, and we're honest with ourselves and saying, listen, if we're going to get a result and if we're going to get a win, we're going to have to be at our best. We're going to have to nullify these types of players. And we got Rohit early the other night. Shikhar played well, although again we didn't have the score to really put pressure on him and Virat, which that partnership was massive. But hopefully come tomorrow we can play more like we know we can play, and we can execute our plans more like we know we can, and we can get into a situation where we can put those guys under pressure.
Last couple questions.
Put on the other bowlers now.
Yeah, Imran Tahir is obviously massive for us in white ball cricket. He's been so good over the last few years. He's retired from one-day cricket now, so he's going to focus on T20 cricket. And we know he's a big weapon for us. The challenge for the other bowlers is that we don't have the luxury of a guy like that who can come in and bowl 4 overs for 20 and maybe take 1 or 2 wickets. The emphasis goes on, other guys have to stand up. It's the same with guys like Dale retiring in a test and Hashim retiring. We've got to learn, the guys coming in has got to learn the lessons that those guys can pass on to us, and somebody has to stand up and fulfill those roles, because South Africa is going to play cricket against tough teams, and the guys that are in the team, the onus is on them to win games for the country.
Last question.
I think it definitely helps talking to some of the guys who's played here before, and there's a lot of fond memories from them of watching AB play here, and AB de Villiers is obviously massive in the city, and just learning the lessons. And it's going to be a completely different game to Mohali, which was a big field, which was a slow pitch. Over here we know is a high boundary percentage, so in terms of your bowling plans, in terms of the batting, the whole way you go about your game, field placings, etc., everything changes. So it's a whole new challenge for us, and like I said, we have a young team and guys who's absorbing everything and learning really quickly. And we got, I think, 18 more games to the T20 World Cup next year, and the challenge is for us to learn those lessons really quickly, and make sure that in a year's time we're one of the top sides in the world.